Good day everyone, especially to you ma'am. By the way, I am Arjun Leron and today we are going to discuss the chapter 3 lesson 7 with my co-partner Lionel Barangel. And today my topic is multiple intelligences. So let's know more about this topic. So multiple intelligences is created by Howard Gardner, and according to his theory of multiple intelligences, each person possesses capacities in all 9 intelligences, which interact in ways that are unique to each individual. And with the right motivation and guidance, almost everybody has the potential to develop all 9 intelligences. So, when we talk about intelligences, it is not only about getting high scores in quizzes or exams, being active in participation, getting high grades, but intelligences has its different types and characteristics and uses. So let's know more about the different type of multiple intelligences or the multiple intelligences. So these are the 9 types of multiple intelligences. So now let us discuss it one by one. So the first one here is the naturalist intelligence. So when we say naturalist intelligence, it refers to ability to recognize patterns in nature and classify objects. So you have high naturalist intelligence if you love nature, you love spending time outdoors, you're good at raising or taking care of animals and plants. So now great careers for people with naturalist intelligence include the botanist, environmentalist, farmers or gardeners. So everything about nature. So naturalist intelligence also called as nature smart. So next is the musical intelligence. So when we say musical intelligence, it is the capacities such as recognition of and use of rhythmic and tonal patterns and sensitivity to sounds from the environment, the human voice, and musical instruments. So you have high musical intelligence if you can break the pitch, rhythm, tone, and timbre of sounds easily. You're comfortable with music playing in the background while you do other things. So in other words, you are highly sensitive to sounds, hearing what others miss. So great careers for people with musical intelligence, of course, the musicians, composers, conductors, anything related to music field. So the next is the logical mathematical. So logical mathematical, it is the capacity to use numbers effectively and to reason well. So it refers to someone's ability to solve mathematical problems. You're good with numbers and confident taking on tasks that involve quantifying things such as math and arithmetic questions. At the same time, you enjoy playing logic and strategy games. So great careers for people with logical mathematical intelligence include the scientist, mathematician, accountant, so maybe technician, so just like that. So logical mathematical smart is also called as number smart. So next is the existential intelligence. So when you say existential intelligence, it is the ability to pose and ponder questions about life, death, and ultimate realities. So it refers to deep sensitivity and people's ability to handle deep questions such as the meaning of existence. So in other words, existential intelligence, it revolves around at the bigger picture or seeing at the bigger picture. So you genuinely want to find answers to questions, what is the meaning of life or what happens after death. So great careers for people with existential intelligence include the philosophers, writers, authors. So, just like that. So, existential intelligence is also called as thinking smart. So, next is the interpersonal intelligence. So, interpersonal intelligence, it is the ability to work cooperatively with others in a small group, as well as the ability to communicate verbally and non-verbally with other people. So, someone with interpersonal intelligence is good at sensing other people's emotions and reading their motives. When we say motives, it is hidden or not obvious to the person, and this can be linked to both verbal and non-verbal communication skills. So you have high interpersonal intelligence if you have a wide circle of friends and are comfortable meeting new people. You possess the ability to look at things at different perspectives, understanding people's point of view. So great careers for people with interpersonal intelligence include the psychologist, counselor, social worker, teacher, just like that. So interpersonal intelligence is also called as people smart. So next is the bodily kinesthetic intelligence. So when we say bodily kinesthetic intelligence, it is the ability to use the body to express emotion, to play a game, and to create a new product. So it refers to mind and body coordination, and it is very important in athletes. So you have high bodily kinesthetic intelligence if you recognize your capabilities and physical limits. You can communicate well using body language, using gestures and actions to convey your message, and at the same time you have a good sense of timing when it comes to physical tasks and activities. So the great way for improving your bodily kinesthetic intelligence is at participating at extracurricular and sport activities. So, bodily kinesthetic intelligence is also called as body smart. Next is the linguistic verbal intelligence. So, when we say linguistic verbal intelligence, it is the ability to use words effectively, abstract reasoning, symbolic thinking, conceptual patterning, reading and writing. So, being able to use the right words and what you mean is a unique skill type of intelligence. So you have high linguistic verbal intelligence if you have you're comfortable both speaking and writing. You have a broad vocabulary and understand when and how to use certain words. And at the same time, you enjoy reading and playing word games. So now, great careers for people with linguistic verbal intelligence include the TV host, radio announcer, public speaker, politician, just like that. So next is so if we have interpersonal intelligence, we also have intrapersonal intelligence. So interpersonal intelligence, it is the self-knowledge, is the ability to act adaptively on the basis of this knowledge. So it refers to self-awareness and people's ability to understand themselves. So you have high intrapersonal intelligence if you're self-motivated and can put yourself first when necessary. You're strong-willed and independent, and at the same time you enjoy taking time for yourself for self-reflection. Now, great careers for people with intrapersonal intelligence include the psychologist, writer, counselor, and entrepreneurs as well. So next is the visual spatial intelligence. Now, visual spatial intelligence, it is the ability to perceive the visual spatial world accurately and to perform transformations upon those perceptions. So, it refers to people's ability to view or visualize the world. So you have high visual spatial intelligence if you have a high awareness of your surrounding environment, you enjoy playing jigsaw puzzles, you daydream a lot, and at the same time, you enjoy being creative. Now, great careers for people with visual spatial intelligence include the graphic artist, engineer, architect, photographers, just like that. Now, these are all the 9 types of multiple intelligences. So, why does we talk about the 9 types of multiple intelligences? So, of course, it can be used in classroom instruction or in teaching learning process. Or in other words, it can be used as strategy to know the strengths and weaknesses of the students. So now let us discuss the 3 goals of multiple intelligences. So these are the 3 goals. The first one here is the matching instruction to the ways learners learn. So by understanding and incorporating the different intelligences identified in the theory, teachers can design instruction and activities that cater to the diverse learning styles and preferences of students. This approach ensures that students are engaged and can effectively grasp the content being taught. So next is the encouraging learners to expand their skills and develop their intelligences as fully as possible. So by providing opportunities for students to explore and develop their intelligences, teachers can help them expand their skills and reach their full potential. And this can be done through variety of activities that tap into different intelligences and allow students to showcase their strengths. So last is the honoring and celebrating diversity. So teachers can create a classroom environment that celebrates and respects the unique strengths and perspective of each student. And this fosters a sense of inclusivity and promotes positive learning experience for all students. And these are all about the multiple intelligences. So that is all my report, and the next discussant will be Yunel Barangay.
Thank you, Arjun. Good day, everyone. My name is Yunel A. Barangay. I will continuing our report. Center-Based Learning Activity, or CBLA, is an educational approach that caters to diverse learning styles and teaching techniques, fostering parallel thinking, real-life skills, and teamwork. It encourages learners to work individually, in pairs, small groups, and as a class. Activity-based is the process by performing tasks or activities, asking kids to simply listen and take notes. Ito yung approach na maaaring magbahagi sa kanila ng mga kaalaman na matututunan nila at makakatulong sa kanilang sarili, at dito din tinuturo na kung paano ng teacher i-handle sila sa iba't ibang pamamaraan. The multi-grade classroom provides a variety of topics and activities that can be arranged for concept-based or team-based. Multi-grade classroom provides a variety of topics and also activities that can teach and also arrange into different teaching styles, the concept-based or the team-based teaching. So here are the guidelines in center-based learning. So first, consider a theme of interest. So first, consider a theme of interest. Dito yung hanap ka muna ng topic na interested at interested yung mga pupils and kaya nilang makuha o makagawa ng ideas tungkol sa topic na iyon. So second, after deciding on a theme, teachers can ask the following questions. So first, the linguistic, how can I use the spoken word? So how the student will use the chosen word to spoke in the whole class. So, second is logical or mathematical. How can I bring in numbers? So, how will the students bring the numbers by the chosen topic? How can they relate it into a mathematical or a logical way? So, next, spatial. How can I use visual aid? So, students must use the visual aid that they will provide along with the topics. So next is the bodily kinesthetic. How can I use the whole body? So in a chosen interest of students, or some will be using some whole body to an activity like performance task. So how can they use it to bring up the topic that they choose? So next is the musical. How can I bring in music? So musical is how can the pupils bring it into the music, or how will they attach the music to the certain topic. Next is interpersonal. How can I engage learners in group work? So as a teacher, you must create a group in a class, particular in multi-grade classes. So the first group will be working on an activity certain to a topic, and the other group will, other grade level, will work on as a group also. So next is intrapersonal. How can I evoke personal feelings? So here, how will the students invoke their personal feelings to the certain topic? How will they feel in making those activities, all by group or as an individual work? So next is the naturalistic. How can I bring in nature? So how will the pupils bring the in nature that they are attached and they can relate it to their real life situations? So last is existential. How can I bring in philosophical questions? So as teacher must have a philosophical questions that the students might encounter, and also they want to know what, or the teacher want to know how they are gonna assess it. And third is create centers in the classroom with materials that are appropriate for each identified multiple intelligences. So a multi-grade classroom must have a center and with materials that are appropriate in each students according to their multiple intelligences. So here is an example of a team activity. So the team is, who is Santa Claus? So there, as you can see in the circles, there are different activities that are related to the topics and questions that the teacher must have to tell them. So those are activities that students must to do in different aspects. So that is it for our report. So thank you for listening and have a good day.